Labor Day, which means a lot of people are going to be barbecuing for the long weekend. It's going to be warm outside, but I don't know. I feel like Labor Day, it's barbecue, it's kind of pool weather. You hang out, you have a hot dog, a steak, a burger.
What are you making at your house?
I don't know. Hopefully I'm craving a hamburger, so hopefully we've got that.
I'm also not the griller in the house. My fiance is the griller. If you need some grilling tips, maybe like our significant others, you've come to the right place. Maybe David needs some grilling tips. David is at STK Steakhouse to learn all about how to grill like a pro. David, are you the barbecue master at your house?
Listen, I don't want to say that I'm great at it. I'll leave it as good. I'm definitely not as good as what they're doing here at STK. They call it Not Your Daddy's Steakhouse for a good reason, because they're really grilling up some fantastic stuff here. We have Chef Robert Liberato here. Chef, what do people get wrong when they're trying to cook up a steak?
That's a loaded question, actually. I'm going to start with two key moments. It's going to be room temperature steaks. Now, it's a little toasty today, so if room temperature means 120 degrees, it's a beautiful Saturday morning, definitely play with that along, maybe 20 minutes for your steaks if you're going to be cooking outside. If you're inside, if you have your AC blasting like most of us do, 65 degrees, definitely give it a little more time. Now, for what we're doing today, hey, Labor Day weekend, we got to go with a little grilling. I would say so. Room temperature steaks, we definitely want to bring the steaks up to temp. Is that what we're basically going to call it? Resting steaks. That's another key moment for us. We have to rest our steaks. What do I mean by that? Cooking the steak a little bit, this is hard flame, this high heat. It's going to get all those juices nice and wild. So we have to give it a little love. We have to give it a little patience in that. Once you get that, if you see over here, we have a little resting rack, what we call it in the kitchen. For you guys at home, a cookie sheet or a cooling sheet, that was totally fine. Even if you don't have that, the key there for resting a proper steak. Now, if you look at this Tommy over here, you have two things. You have our New York strip and you have a Tommy. Now, this Tommy is going to take a lot more resting than this guy is. You had about 1.5 inches, you got about 2.5 inches. So we're going to actually start searing this guy, if you don't mind.
Wow, yeah, let's do it. And while you're doing that, Chef, if people don't want to cook and grill, I'm going to have Kyle actually pan over and look at all the wonderful food you have here. What's some special you have for Labor Day?
Listen, it's Labor Day weekend. We'll take care of you. If you don't even want to do dishes, we got you covered. So plus 50% off for military, first responders, and teachers. So welcome back to school. Don't cook at home. We'll take care of you over here. We have a beautiful tomahawk steak. We have some of the surf. This is a surf and turf board, by the way. We kind of customize this for everybody that comes here. If you so requested, the server will guide you through this process. You have some shrimp, some beautiful 34-ounce tomahawk, some nice lobster tails. We're actually going to do a little bit of cooking over here. Let me check on my steak. One thing you don't do is forget about your steaks, guys.
We don't want people eating rubber on this Labor Day. And I love you're like the salt master over here.
You know what? It's about seasoning too. Don't be shy. Especially look at this guy. It's going to take quite a bit of seasoning. You don't want to be too under seasoned on this. You always have the sea salt that we finish our steaks here at the STK. But at home, you want a generous amount. I think earlier someone was like, "Oh, that's a nice amount of salt, right?" So don't be shy. I'm gonna throw this rosemary in there. A little quick grilling trick. If you got mosquitoes, just throw a little rosemary while you're grilling. So that'll take care of that problem.
Well, Chef Liberato, we're running out of time a little bit. Do you want to throw this tomahawk on just so people can see this beast grill a little bit? And we're gonna send it back to you guys with a little sizzle. Look at that. Oh my gosh.
We're gonna start this over here. We're gonna come back over here.